Hey there, and welcome to a new episode of Flick Check. I, of course, am Andrew Woltman. We had last week off, but we are back now with a vengeance, and with that, we have 2 weeks of movie news to get through. After an exhaustive search to replace Edgar Wright, Ant-Man has a new director in Peyton Reed, director of Yes Man. It appears that after 2 weeks of no's, someone has finally said yes.
Yeah, that's a joke, son. Don't you get it?
Didn't really think they needed... Okay, whatever. Josh Brolin has been cast as Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy and any upcoming Avengers sequels. This is a good indicator of the movie's quality, since Brolin plays the good guy in bad movies and the bad guy in good movies. Charlie Cox from Stardust has been cast as Daredevil in the upcoming Netflix series. Now, if we've learned anything from the past, this means in a few years he'll start dating Jennifer Lopez, and in about 10 years, he'll be cast as Batman and everyone will hate him. And now for my opinion piece. Scott Derrickson, director of the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still, has been hired to direct the Doctor Strange movie for Marvel. And in contention for the lead role are Tom Hardy, Benedict Cumberbatch, and recent Oscar winner Jared Leto. Now, my 2 cents, the person that is most qualified to play Doctor Strange is none other than Aidan Gillen, who you might know as Littlefinger Baelish on Game of Thrones. Now, on a serious note, ladies and gentlemen, actor and comedian Tracy Morgan was involved in a 6-car accident which claimed the life of his friend, James McNair. Morgan is said to be in critical condition, but is responsive, and he's left with a broken rib, broken femur, broken nose, and a broken leg. I saw his Excuse My French tour last June. I find him incredibly funny. I followed him on 30 Rock and Saturday Night Live, and I send out my thoughts and prayers to him and his family, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Now time for the review, and I apologize if this one's a little outdated, but I'm just going to review it anyway. A Million Ways to Die in the West, the follow-up to Ted from director Seth MacFarlane. Now, I happen to like Family Guy. I'll never love it as much as The Simpsons, but it has this unique brand of humor that you kind of find in The Cleveland Show and American Dad. It's raunchy, it's dark, it's kind of gross, but you appreciate it anyway because you didn't think anyone would do it. Now, this is set in 1882, so that gives you a lot of things to work with, a lot of good ideas that he could pull off. And it's really funny. This is an extremely funny movie. You will laugh your ass off through half the movie, at least. It still has that same MacFarlane darkness to it, like you're not sure that this is the kind of movie you would want to see with your grandmother, but it's extremely funny. If you're a fan of his humor, you won't be disappointed. Now, to debut the movie. It didn't really have that same mainstream appeal that Ted did. Now, Ted was very far-reaching. Like, it had very positive word of mouth. My own parents made a point to go see the movie by themselves. Meanwhile, it doesn't really have any set structure. Like, the whole title of A Million Ways to Die in the West, that doesn't really lend itself to anything other than something that could amount to a stand routine from Seth MacFarlane. Now, it does have a lot of potential for great ideas set in the West. It just doesn't really have any cohesive reason for it. Now, this is the first time we've really seen Seth MacFarlane act outside of a voiceover or a cameo in Star Trek Enterprise or on Saturday Night Live. And you know what? I gotta admit, he did a pretty good job for a first-timer. He's clearly built to be a comedic actor, but if he was given a little bit more drama, like maybe some sort of romantic comedy, I could see him nailing it without having to resort to his typical toilet humor. Then we have my absolute favorite actress in the world, currently alive, Charlize Theron. Now, she's done comedy before, but never to this extent. I mean, if you saw Young Adult, that was a great movie for her. She just had that really disconnected look to her. In this, she's got this, yes, I'm a woman, yes, is the Old West, but don't with me. And now we've got Liam Neeson, who, in recent years, he's gone from being the Schindler's List to this action hero, like in Taken 1, Taken 2, and yes, unfortunately they are making Taken 3. But Liam Neeson, he's willing to make fun of that new aspect of his personality. So you gotta appreciate that. So, all in all, A Million Ways to Die in the West. It's extremely funny. It's not as good as it can be. Basically, if you like Ted, you won't like this. unless you're really into MacFarlane's humor. So, I hate to do this to you, Seth, but I'm going to have to give you a check minus. Now, I promised you a double review, and...
Tune in tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.